Nathan, you must be so excited of finally landing the world title shot.
Yeah, I'm over the moon. The fight that I've been destined for over half a year now. It's finally here. So mentally I'm prepared, mentally I can get focused and go on and achieve my dream, which is to become world champion.
I know you've always wanted to fight Braehmer as opposed to him vacating it. Do you feel that with all his sort of personal stuff that's happened to him, do you think that's going to make an impact on the night? Or, I mean, you must be so pleased that he stepped up to the plate. But...
Yeah, I think, I'm really glad that it's Jurgen Braehmer the one I'm fighting, because I wanted to win the world title the proper way, and now I've got the opportunity to do that. It's a true world title fight. He's the champion, I'm the #1 contender. So it's going to be a great fight for the public, and for me, because I'm going to find out now, am I truly world class or am I not? He's obviously had a lot of political issues, but he's an experienced guy. I don't think that will affect him. He'll bring his best over. We'll see who the best man win.
Talking of experience, he's obviously going to say on April 2nd that's going to be key for him. What would you say back to that?
He thinks April 2nd is going to be key for him.
Well, in terms of his experience, having more experience than you, do you think that's going to play a massive part?
Well, possibly so. Possibly so. He's a lot more experienced than me.
But you'll also bring youth and strength in replacement to the experience.
Yeah, I'll have the youth and enthusiasm. So there's going to be a good clash, a good blend of styles. And the question is, am I ready for this level at this early stage of my career, or is Braehmer going to be too much for me? We'll see.
We will see. Have you watched many of his fights?
I've seen clips of his fights. It's no doubt he's a world class fighter. He's a good puncher.
What do you think his main threats would be for you on the night?
His knockout ratio really is. He's got a real good knockout power, as proven by his record. So the question is, am I able to stand up to his big heavy shots? I think so, but until you get hit, you won't know really. So,
what strength do you think you'll bring to overcome his threats?
I think I'll have the youth, hungriness, the stamina, the speed. I'll just I'll put it on Braehmer like no one has ever put it on him before.
Do you think you struck an early psychological blow by beating Murat? Obviously his stable mate.
Yeah. I think that could play a big part. He's an undefeated German coming over to the UK to fight me, and he was convinced he was going to beat me. So I won that impressively. Obviously, Jurgen Braehmer saw that fight, and he knows what he's up against now. So, let's just do it.
Obviously, your promoter Frank Warren's worked very hard to bring Braehmer to the UK to fight you. How crucial do you think home advantage is for you? I mean, do you think it'll bring more pressure on you to win, or?
It's a nice advantage to have, I suppose. Although I was prepared, if need be, to go to Germany and fight Braehmer in Germany. So more than up for that challenge. But the advantage, I got home advantage, unfortunately. So I can just go in now and with a clear mind and just concentrate on getting the victory.
Obviously Wales has produced some of the greatest fighters, Kazagi and McNally. Do you feel ready to sort of fill the void that they've left?
Yeah, I think a lot of people are looking to me to fill the void now. April 2nd, it's my big opportunity to really step into that void. I've won all the domestic belts. The one thing missing now is the world title. By winning that, I would have cemented my place then.
And you sparred with Kazagi and McNally when you were teenagers. Do you think that kind of experience is going to give you the edge in the fight?
Yeah, no doubt. That experience is invaluable, really. It's good, tough, hard sparring. World champions at the time, so that's great experience for me. It's given me a good foundation now for the future.
You mentioned you may be leaving South Wales for sparring. have you brought more, sort of new methods into your training? I mean, how's your training game going? As much as you can tell us.
Yeah, basically there's not been a major change. Obviously, we've got the sparring issue sorted. That was probably the only issue, and mentally for my last fight, if truth be told, I was very flat, very lacklustre, lost focus.
Why do you think that was?
With my training. Originally, I took the original opponent very lightly. You know, I thought it was going to be a walk in the park.
Do you think it was more mentally than physically?
Yeah, definitely. Didn't train properly. Just went in the fight and thought I was going to win easy. Unfortunately, at the end, change of opponent and step someone better to let me out a little bit. But it's a little wake-up call, and that wake-up call is going to be a blessing in disguise, because now we're going to see the best of me in my next fight.
And how long do you, sort of in between fights, how long do you like to give yourself for preparation? Roughly, is it the same amount for each fight, or do you vary it for different fights?
Yeah, I don't know, the same really. I think usually base it on 8 weeks. You know, I think that's enough really.
Do you follow a really strict diet?
I try. Yeah, I try.
Can you stick to it?
But, you know, it comes times where it's difficult to really stick to that diet, but you know, it's important to have treats within training as well. You know, to try and live a normal life as such. That keeps you mentally on track as well. So, you know, kind of, as long as I do my training, avoid all the distractions outside boxing, and I'm sure I'll be fine.
Have you been hit by any sort of big injuries that are sort of...
None at all.
No, not at all.
Just touch wood, that's one thing that I don't really struggle with, so unfortunately.
And how do you sort of relax in between fights? Do you try to, is it hard to stay in shape? Do you try to sort of stay in shape in preparation, or do you sort of go, right, I'm done, I'll sort of let myself go?
Yes, in most of the cases I just get away from boxing as far as I can really, anything bar boxing. Just have a rest mentally and physically. You know, I have a break as well to strengthen up. You know, I go on a holiday somewhere. Just totally use it for leisure time.
Now you graduated from Cardiff University in 2010, summer. Now, and you've got a maths degree, but at the same time you've got the British, the Commonwealth and the European title. Most people say you could balance things quite well. That's pretty impressive. How hard was it to do that?
That was just crazy.
I mean, just to get a maths degree alone, I think it's very impressive.
I had to look back and I think, you know, how did I do it all? It was so intense. Mathematics is such an academic subject. Required a lot of studying, especially around exam time. And when I was fighting as well.
How could you fit it all in?
Some of my fights would occur around exam time. It's just crazy. It just because I'd be revising and studying till 3 a.m, 4 a.m, and the next morning I'd be up for my runs, and then I'd be at the lectures and back in the library, back and forth Cardiff University.
What made you want to actually sort of make the decision to take a degree at the same time, obviously, because you know you're doing very well in boxing anyway?
I've always been brought up that do well at my education. From my parents, they always drilled that into me, make sure that's number one. So they disciplined me with that, and I just had the drive to do well in school really. I just wanted to make sure I got the best results I possibly could, and vice versa with the sport, doing the best I could in my sport. They just rubbed off on one another. So.
Are you into any other sports besides obviously boxing?
I like football.
Any particular team you follow?
I follow Liverpool and Cardiff City.
Liverpool's slowly doing better, they're creeping up the table.
Yeah, they're getting better.
I'm a Chelsea supporter, so I'm still suffering from Sunday in a big way. Now to go back to boxing, what sort of major boxers obviously inspired you when you were growing up?
I suppose the major influence was Joe Calzaghe really, because he was brought up in the same area as me. a valley boy like myself, brought up in similar surroundings. Didn't have everything on the plate in front of them, so he was an inspiration when I was a youngster. Obviously, I started boxing then. I got involved in a lot of street fights.
I had read that the street fights was a sort of drive. Is that what your main drive
that was
into
the,
taking it seriously,
the original
professionally?
instinctive drive was all the street fights I was involved in as a kid on the street. I just wanted to use it for something constructive, and took up boxing there, which
How old are you?
totally disciplined me then. I was 11 when I started boxing, so just channel all my aggression into boxing then.
And looking at current boxers now, which ones really excite you to watch fight now?
Active boxers at the moment. I always liked Calzaghe and De La Hoya, Oscar De La Hoya. They was always my two, but they've obviously retired now.
Yeah.
So apart from Manny Pacquiao, he's one. He's one I like.
Exciting to watch.
Yeah. I'd like to think I'm exciting when I box. That's what I try and perform in an exciting way. Yeah, Pacquiao, Bernard Hopkins is still a master technician. He's good at what he does. Yeah, those are the two off the top of my head really. But I'm not one for really studying other fighters as such.
Is it true that you are doing yoga to extend your career, like another fellow Welshman, Ryan Giggs, I believe?
Is it true?
Come on, tell us.
No.
No, not at all. Would you think of doing something like that? In training? Would you bring it into your regime?
I'd definitely consider it. You know, if it could help my performance, even by a couple of %, you know, then it's worth taking up and trying. Yeah, I'd be interested in that.
Okay, we'll let you know some yoga techniques. You're only 23 now. What age do you think you will sort of hit your peak?
I think I'm way from my peak, to be honest. I think I'd say naturally 28 is where you would think so. So I'm quite a long way off that really, but ideally I wouldn't mind being retired by the time I'm 28.
Is that sort of what you envision?
Yeah, that would be great. You know,
what would you say the main things you want to achieve? Obviously, looking past this fight, but by the time you retire?
Ideally, I'd like to win this world title first and foremost, and then become undisputed world champion within the next couple of years. That would be the ideal situation, and become financially stable to have enough money in the bank to retire. So hopefully that could happen within the next 8 fights. That'd be great.
Well, we're really looking forward to April 2nd. Good luck.
Thanks a lot.
And we'll see you there.
Thank you.
Thanks. We've just finished our interview with Nathan Cleverly. Now, for any more updates and information, please go to www.frankwarren.tv.